Stop with the heavy breathing. Forged in the lockdown. Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the Unfathomable quiz. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. And today we have got with us a load of people I didn't recognise. We have Real Maya's moustache.
Oh, hi.
We have got Actual Brian.
Hey there.
We have got Jenni Morgan Majors. We've got Momma BrainBug. And we have got Actual Dave. Or we have got Momma Atheist, BrainBug, Jenni, Jim Majors, and Maya.
Hello.
Okay,
How
let's
you all
get
doing?
serious now.
It is.
Yeah, because this show's super serious.
It
I know,
is.
right?
How
We're
do
just
you...
not allowed to educate. That's what I've been told.
We've
Yeah,
we've
there
been
are
forbidden
rules.
to teach science, but Mel gets a pass for some reason. It's not fair.
She distracts
Right.
me.
What? That makes no sense. Like, no sense.
Wait, Mel,
I rant anyway.
Mel was in here teaching science?
No! She was in here answering questions, but she kept being smart. And she
The
figured
yeast
out-
days.
She's just too smart for us.
Momma Atheist keeps trying it. We're not
Yeah,
having
well,
it.
you don't have to worry about me dropping
trying
science.
it.
That's true.
You keep trying to sneak knowledge in. It's terrible.
Yeah, and I succeed at it constantly. Teaching all y'all.
You sure do.
Hey, there's stuff I can science the shit out of.
Exactly.
We haven't talked to it about it yet. That's all.
Because you're not allowed. It's against the rules.
It's against the rules to talk about science.
No, it's against the rules to be educational. Then I might have to tick the box that says educational rather than entertainment.
Let's fuck that up.
I was promised somebody would explain why I'm here.
After the math test.
Oh,
The math
okay, okay.
test. The math segment.
Yeah.
Should we do the first question? It's a nice, easy one to get started, as usual.
Yeah, you always say that, and it's always bullshit.
He won't answer it anyway.
No, I'm here, and he will answer.
Question 1160. What adult problems were you not prepared to deal with?
What?
Adult problems.
Oh, I know.
Go on.
No. What was the second word? What?
Adult.
Problems were you not
Adult.
prepared.
Oh, adult.
I have
Jim.
an answer, I think. Bing, what do we do?
Just answer.
You
It's
just
okay.
answer.
Oh, all
So
of them.
gung-ho.
All of them.
All of them. That's a good answer.
But they're not
Yeah,
all the adult problems.
All the adult. Like, couldn't handle, like, I don't know, like, driving a car, having sex, buying food. Like,
How is sex a problem, though?
Depends on whether or not you get
well,
it.
you know.
Well,
Some people it's a
If you're
problem.
not getting, I have the problem of
whenever
not
you grew up
getting laid
without
enough.
sex education and like your only teacher was experience, yeah, it happens.
Okay. Touche.
Ox said parenthood. Jefferson says kids.
Financial stuff like mortgages and taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
don't
hardest-
learn that stuff in school, about how to file your taxes, and at least not in the U.S. You don't.
No,
What they didn't teach me in school was how to reintegrate yourself after you get out of prison.
Did they not teach you that in prison?
Yeah.
they didn't teach me anything about going to prison, like what to watch out for, or anything like
You're
that.
back.
Yeah.
Lucy said working out what's for tea. Monica Man said health stuff.
Health stuff.
Never Again said it's not prepared the part where you have shit teachers.
Yeah. Parenting.
Yes.
Parenting is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, I was taught that if your baby cried too much, that you could put it in a sock drawer all night and then get a bad grade.
I thought in the South you were taught to whiskey. What's the solution to babies?
Well, they give you these dolls that scream, but you can put them in a drawer and forget about them over the weekend. I think
Aren't they the ones you take the batteries
must
out
have
of?
had that in his sex ed class too.
Or there's like a little key that you can put in their back, and they'll shut up. So like for the first like couple of months, my first kid, I was like looking for that keyhole, like where the fuck is it?
They didn't give you the key when you left the hospital. They like
You must have been fun to lose your virginity to, Jim.
Well, I
Finally
knew
found the keyhole.
At least I had an idea where the key went in that scenario.
Well, you
Sorry.
can either get it right or wrong. I mean, it's a 50-50. So
Well, and you'll find out pretty quick.
sometimes
So
it's
one
always
makes it
right.
louder, one doesn't. Stool says sex is a problem if you're driving a car and buying food at the same time.
Oh, food. That's a thing too. I never realized when I was a kid growing up that I was going to have to figure out what the hell I'm going to have for dinner every night for the rest of my life. I'm responsible for my parents are no longer going to say, this is what we're having tonight. I did not even think about that until I was out on my own.
Wow.
I was always worried about who was going to yell at me after I got out of the house, but that turned out not to be a problem.
Random strangers took over that job.
Yeah. Who say they love me?
Sir, put your pants on. This is a Wendy's.
Well, when trying to kill two birds with one stone, you often run into some difficult situations. It's like, which one do I spend my money on? Wendy's or
Pants?
a Wendy or a Wendy?
Oh, yes.
Wendy's better than McDonald's.
I definitely go with the one with tits, Jim.
Oh, so not McDonald's.
I tried Waffle House though.
Like he was. I mean, the guy was hilarious, but he sucked in the bed. Like all he wanted to do, just like he wanted me to squeeze his nose. That was it. Like you hear that if he has big feet, then well.
Literally
don't.
about to say that. Yeah.
God.
Aunt Jer said relationships, also reality. Geosam says diapers.
Did his
Diapers.
makeup extend down to his junk?
You just walk full force into a brick wall and see what breaks first.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think I brought enough wine for this.
It's okay. Questions get easier. Next question.
No, wait. First of all, like half of us didn't even answer, and neither did you.
Everyone answered something.
I didn't. Well, I guess what did I say? I said not getting laid enough. That does not count.
Were you getting laid enough as a kid?
That is a serious problem.
Wait, were you getting laid enough? Wait. Were you getting laid enough as a kid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not as a kid, but
The right amount.
yeah,
Right amount.
right amount at the right age. Okay. What about you, Dave?
Oh, I have no idea. I can't remember very much about being an adult. I mean, it was pretty weird when you come downstairs in the morning and you find that your entire carpet is moving. Because it's
I remember my
absolutely
dad.
covered in ants.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
nothing prepared me to deal with that situation.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they covered
Did
that.
somebody slip
before.
you with some LSD or?
No, just the entire carpet was full of ants.
Did you erect a force field around said ants and
No.
use them in any manner?
No,
said
I got what you would call.
I heard that
I think Jim's figured out the tone for this show.
It was quick. Good for you, Jim.
I got what you would call a vacuum cleaner. I just hoovered them up. Surprisingly easy.
Yeah,
But I
but don't
just
they
wasn't-
come back?
Of course, then the survivors built a colony inside the bag.
Can we not talk about erect and vacuum cleaners at the same time? That brings back bad memories.
Oh, did you fall down while you were naked vacuuming?
I heard kids at school talking about it, but my mom had a Kirby, and that didn't work out so well.
Ooh, those are pretty strong. My mom had a hose attachment for hers.
Oh man, my mom's. I remember like it weighed like a ton. Like you had to like drag it around with you everywhere.
But did it not have a motor? Was it not? Did it not have a motor that drove itself?
I still have it, Jim. It's from the 1950s.
No, she insisted on having this Kirby that cost like $200 to repair every time it broke down. But I guess like in her circle, the Kirby was like the best vacuum cleaner or whatever. It was a sign of wealth, I guess.
Yeah, my mom was like that too.
Yeah.
Did you almost call your mom your housekeeper, Maya?
No. I mean, she was. I mean, I'll say it. She totally was, but no, I didn't think so.
Credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all of our moms were our housekeeper until they made me do it.
Yeah.
And then,
bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got all this homework to do. I couldn't possibly.
If you call making the kids do it and then taking credit for it being a housekeeper, then sure. Like
Yeah, it works.
I think that's an au pair.
An au pair is a nanny.
Yes.
Yeah, not a housekeeper. You should know that, Dave. I don't know why you should.
Why would I know that?
I don't know.
So, isn't au pair like
What?
What's your answer?
Parenting, I guess. Especially like not, okay. Parenting a teenage boy who recently lost his virginity.
Does he like you to announce that on? Does he like you to announce that on streams?
Luckily, I found out.
Did you have input on that?
Does he tell you? Or did you?
We talked. He tells me. It took him almost a month to tell me, but he did eventually. Yeah.
I still haven't told my mom.
So we're watching this movie the other night, and it's got it's a single mom and kid, but it's one of those like, the moms that brings home a new guy every night or whatever. And I never did that. I had never once brought like a date home or anything like that. So I turned to him and I was like, "You're welcome." He's like, "For what?" I was like, "For never doing anything like that with you. For not, being a whore or anything." And he looks at me and goes, "God, you're such a loser, Mom." Thanks. Okay.
I'm fine that your dates just didn't want to come back with you, huh?
Oh. No, I didn't do any, like my 20s was all being a single mom. I didn't, work, masters, kid. That was it.
I mean, I wish I could credit not bringing people back, being a single father, back to the house, as being a sign of a good parent. But really, I just didn't want to run them off.
Let's go someplace else. Yeah.
Never Again says, "Well, there was a snake in the basement that I had to get out alone, and I wasn't sure I wasn't going to kill it. I had to call a friend, another woman, who was the snake extractor, to talk me through it." Fair enough.
The snake extractor.
The job.
Aunt Jer says, "Congratulations, Angel." Should we all wish him congratulations and you can show it to him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Angel.
What kind of bait do you use for a snake?
Small child.
Snake bait?
Yeah, I thought we were the bait.
Depends on the kind of snake. Earth snakes you could use. They're down there eating worms and crickets. For garter snakes in your basement, it's probably crickets too.
Or chicken eggs. I know the larger snakes around here like to eat chicken eggs.
Like a black snake, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
a hog snake.
I mean, but do they just follow you? Like you're holding an egg, like here, snake, and they just follow you like out the door? Like how do you get a snake?
No. I don't.
My grandpa used to put golf balls in the nest, and when the snakes would crawl in and eat it, they would try to crawl out, and the eggs wouldn't. They wouldn't be eggs. They wouldn't bust inside, so they would get stuck in the fencing.
Oh no!
Holy shit!
That's kind of terrible.
That is.
Well, I mean, when he's trying to protect like the chickens and the eggs, because I mean they would eat every egg in there and then maybe a chicken.
No. Okay.
I once saw a film where a snake ate another snake and couldn't swallow the whole thing.
Yeah, that's common.
So they had to crawl around with
You see a
snake
snake
ass sticking out.
if you see a snake with king in its name, in its common name, that generally indicates that it's a snake that eats other snakes. Like a king snake, king cobra will eat other snakes, but most cobras will eat other snakes if given the opportunity.
God damn it, that was science.
Yes, this is the problem. Can we do the next
points.
question now, please?
Oh yeah.
Fine.
Questions.
I'm
Right.
learning stuff. Time to move on.
I know. Question
Moving on.
Question
Well-
1161. In the light of other things that we ban in our society, how do we not justify? How can we justify not banning smoking outright?
Well, because of people's individual freedoms. I think everybody should have a freedom to do what they wish as long as they're not harming anybody else. So I don't see banning it outright. I see banning the public use of it outright. Sure.
But my point was more a comparison. Given the things that we do ban, for example, weed. How do you justify not? There are things that are not banned that are much more, or there are things that are banned that are much less harmful.
Yeah, I mean, I even with weed, you know, I don't think that we should ban anything just because it has it's damaging. I mean, would you be okay with like banning extended time in the sunlight because we get cancer from the sun's radiation? You know, I don't think that's justified.
Ban the sun.
Ban the sun.
I think that maybe the nature of the inquiry is like, how come it's illegal to commit suicide by poisoning yourself or ODing on something, but you can do it real slow. You can kill yourself with a drug really slow over decades, and it's okay. So, because when you smoke, even smoking weed, yeah, you're damaging your body, permanent damage that could eventually kill you. So you're only allowed to kill yourself if you do it really, really slowly.
Same thing with the sun, yeah.
I took the question as to mean why don't we actually do it in reality? And the reality is that they won't do it because of A, the taxes that they bring in, and B, if you suddenly take that addiction away from so many people, there's going to be violence.
Yeah. I've seen my parents try to quit smoking, and they weren't great. Like every time they'd be like, I think we're gonna start quitting smoking, because we're talking to like somebody who grew up in a family where both my parents smoked 2+ packs a day inside the house, and every time they would say that they were going to give up smoking, instead of being excited like we should have been, we were scared for our lives because we knew what was coming next.
Well, banning cigarettes would have went over a lot better than prohibition.
Yes. Well, I mean,
would it?
Yeah.
I think it would.
Then we wouldn't have like the cool gangsters that we have today, though. So.
Well, you still have the gangsters who were importing tobacco or who were growing tobacco secretly. Though. They'd have little smoke easies, where they could go get a little smoke.
I mean, you can get your tobacco from the same place you got your weed.
Does anyone know the percentage of people who smoked at peak before it became fashionable to quit? I know now it's around 25, 28%.
That's high.
What are we talking about? Like tobacco?
Yeah.
Oh, probably not very much.
I mean, I think well over 50% of people must have smoked.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know a lot of people did it like as a coping mechanism, like soldiers, people who were traveling and things of that nature. But I know that it also wasn't as addictive. But I mean, you're probably right. It probably was more than 50%.
Well, they used to give soldiers, a pack of cigarettes every day.
Like a ration.
I mean, I assume it had to be after the Second World War. It had to be after the point at which we had mass conscription and cigarettes were provided, but also after women were encouraged to smoke.
I was going to say women.
Oh yeah.
Pop into existence.
I thought you were talking like
no, women didn't smoke. It was a manly thing to do. It was literally, it all comes down to one advertising campaign. because it was.
I don't think women smoking was allowed in the colonial times. I don't believe that would have been allowed.
No,
I know that my great grandmother, she chewed tobacco.
Yeah, but your great grandmother would be like at the oldest in the late 1800s.
Yeah, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah, that's a way different time than colonial times.
I know in the 50s
sure.
there were still like doctors were still saying that, there were doctors that were still working with the ad campaign saying that they were smoking was good for you. So
I smoked with doctors in the hospital.
Yeah, I think women were more into like cocaine and laudanum back in colonial times.
sounds like a good time. Why not?
maybe that was why they managed to, enjoy the level of shit.
That
Some
we
very
took.
good drugs. Yes.
What do you mean enjoy? How about
tolerate might be a better word than enjoy there.
No word than enjoy. I still don't enjoy the shit we take now.
Yeah, but I think if you add massive quantities of drugs, that shit situations can be tolerated slightly better.
That's why we take all the drugs. Stop taking them. They're good for the women.
Right. Ox said, government won't ban one of the biggest tax money makers.
Yeah.
Antjer said, rather than ban things, maybe the right answer is to allow regulated things. Ox says, weed does not harm except making you fat from munchies. GSM says, ban breathing.
Yeah, bad breathing. Well, and there are carcinogens. I mean, you are burning organic material. I mean, there are carcinogens in cannabis. There's carcinogens in everything. It's whether or not there's an acceptable level of carcinogens.
Mm-hmm.
I think GSM wants to ban everything.
Well, you also can't smoke as much marijuana as you can cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to ban it, if you're going to ban it solely on the grounds of it's bad for you, I mean, I don't think that's a justification to ban anything. But to say that it's bad for others, like secondhand smoke from like public smoking or in cars with children, then I'm all for that kind of legislature.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I hate that thing with cars and children.
Yeah.
Anybody with half a brain knows that if you've got all four windows up and you crack one, all the air gets sucked out of there. So if you're smoking, all the smoke goes too.
I remember the first time that we moved out of one house to another in Louisiana, and we were taking things off the wall. And we had a huge Lord's Prayer on like a tapestry, and several family photos, and the walls were yellow. When we took the photos off, it left a white square where the photos were.
I grew up in a house like that too, Jim. You take stuff off the walls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and when we went to clean the walls, it turned into like this tacky, gooey, like it was just this tar.
Yeah.
Hey.
My mom's windshield is still like that in her car. It's still got that yellow glaze on it.
Yeah. Well, that's good though, right? Like she runs out of cigarettes. She can just take a lick and be good for another hour or so.
When I had my shop in Milwaukee, we decided we were going to clean it from top to bottom, and ended up going through about 25 gallons of ammonia, because that was the only thing that would break down the nicotine scum on the walls and ceiling. The ceiling we turned out was white. It looked brown, and we had no clue it was white. It was so funny. Oh, but boy, did it get that place clean.
Yeah.
Just see my fan, because I have a German Shepherd Chow mix with long hair. So within 2 weeks' time, the blades on the fan, which is always going, is just completely black.
Yeah.
There's just so much fur everywhere. So, did you answer, Dave?
Say again?
Did you
answer?
answer?
No, I think virtually everything should be legal. I think there is a grounds for taxing based upon the level of harm it does to society, which means that alcohol should probably be taxed a hell of a lot more.
What do you mean everything? Like, are you talking about like acts, or are you talking about just like substances?
I'm talking about anything. Well, from the point of view of that mostly just harms you. Pretty much any substance, any. And
anything that's noxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which tells me that they should be putting a big tax on Axe body wash or body spray. That stuff is horrible.
Well,
Oh, what a horrible smell.
well, I'm against like the prescribing of things that are harmful to other people, like the prescribing of opiates. Like I'm really against that. I mean, if a person wants to take opiates themselves, you know, but to push it on people who aren't made aware of the dangers and are given it as if it's the only option, I think that should be illegal completely.
Yes.
Well, the providers get a nice kickback for prescribing certain medications.
Sure.
But again, opiates are one of those things that are dirt cheap to make. If you had a market that was unregulated in that sense, and they couldn't mark it up massively, I think the opiate problem may well fix itself. I'm not sure. Ox says tax sugar.
On the opiate, though. I mean,
Tax what?
Sugar.
Tax sugar. There was a sugar tax.
California's doing that.
What's that?
California did that, didn't they?
Yes, I think it was California.
I think we might
San Francisco. They taxed drinks with sugar in them.
considering the amount of sugar that the American public consumes, I mean, it's in everything. I don't think that's horrible. I think it would either, get us more money or even better, lessen the amount of sugar in our fucking food.
Yeah, it would definitely incentivize companies to take the healthier route.
Mm-hmm.
Look at a ketchup bottle label sometime and see what position sugar is on the ingredients list.
So
Yep. Or barbecue sauce.
White bread.
Sure, yeah.
Put sugar in white bread, like
White people.
Oh yeah. You normally put sugar in bread because that's what the yeast eats.
Yeah, the yeast just have some sort of food, and sugar is like the easiest thing to just in order to mass produce bread. It's easiest to do on a large scale.
And in a whole loaf of bread, there's only like one teaspoon and a half of sugar.
We always come back to the yeast.
Uh-huh.
Nerdy in the audience here.
I hate yeast.
Wait, no, take the segue elsewhere.
No, yeah, I know. I feel like I'm learning stuff.
Uh-oh.
No, that's not allowed. I'm just about to break.
Brian Stevens has a good question. He says, "Critical Cripple, are you doing the chair dance or do you need to pee?"
No, that's a steal
on
the
a
ball.
yoga ball.
He's on a bouncy ball.
No, I'm sure you meant pogo ball.
He's actually multitasking. He's actually casting a part as the red bouncing ball in the Winnie the Pooh cartoons. Like
He has a bounce counter to see how many bounces before it pops.
So me and I have other theories.
If you haven't seen the Popped video,
I need to see that.
This is my second ball.
Somebody put the Pops video in the chat for me,
Yeah.
please. I hear good things.
We have enough mobs on this channel. I think someone can find it.
Somebody was there. Give me the date.
Oh, that is what you're doing when you're done here, Jim. It is hilarious.
Right, wait there. Right.
You did
just
answer, actually.
About to break Caroline.
What did you do?
Right, next question. Question 1162. What US accent would you consider the most posh?
Posh?
Definitely the Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh wait, posh? Really?
Jim takes me seriously. I love it.
I'm kind of unnerved a little.
I don't know. As far as the South goes, a Creole accent sounds classy when spoken elegantly.
I'd say probably the Northwest, like the coastal Northwest, like Washington, maybe Northern Oregon.
I'd say North Boston.
Boston.
or anywhere around the Thames River, like around Yale University, Connecticut, that area.
I thought we were just talking America.
Is it my accent super pot now?
I know. No, you're so posh.
I am. Most of my family's from Boston, but we're from Connecticut. So
Here's the thing, right?
Posh is
I
one of
have
those British words.
absolutely no idea where any of your accents are from. If I
I've
had to pick
I
one,
don't have an accent.
I don't have an
you
accent.
do. You all have an accent.
no,
Right.
you have an accent, Dave.
Right. Here's the thing.
I have worked for years to
No,
suppress my
We're
natural accent.
American. We don't have accents here. Apparently.
Maya has the poshest accent.
No, you all have
To my
accents.
ear.
I don't have. I'm Midwest. I don't have an accent.
Oh, I'm
In
Midwest.
the Midwest.
I've worked hard to cover up my natural accent.
What is your name?
But you've got a slight twang at the end.
Slight twang.
Between West Texas and South Louisiana.
Oh God, Jim, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, I was opening my mouth and removing all doubt, so I decided to change that.
I don't detect it at all. So kudos.
Yeah, no.
Well, hot damn, fucking mission accomplished. Am I right?
Apparently, California has almost no accent.
No, California definitely does. I can.
Like, are you kidding me, man? Like, no accent?
It's
Come on.
like
Come on, dude.
No, California is where they always go up at the end of a sentence.
Yeah.
Like
You
it's always
just sound
a
like you're a
question.
dope.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, are you feeling okay today?
That just sounds like every high school girl. That just
No, it's every girl in California. It's annoying. And they're just so laid back. It's just like, oh, I think I'm going to go to work today. Like, it's just, oh my God. My parents lived in California for 10 years. I couldn't take it.
Well, you do the accent great.
Bastards.
Antje
Fuck
says
you
the
too.
Are you hiding something from us?
Are you hiding something? The North, apparently, Antje says the Northwest accent is the least accenty.
The Northwest accent is the least accent-y.
I thought Northwest sounded Canadian.
no. I mean, like maybe like the northwest.
Like Oregon and Washington.
No, they
California.
are. No, they're so Canadian.
No.
I don't think there's any difference between that accent and like the accent that you get in Vancouver.
Yeah. No, I can. Yeah, I have a really hard time telling people from Washington State from people in Canada.
Harmonica Man says the Midwest, man. The people from the Midwest sound like they're always sad and missing something.
Yeah, because it's true. It really is.
We are.
It's awful. There's nothing out there. It's just flat. Like there's no trees, nothing. Can you imagine being a kid playing hide and seek in the Midwest, just standing out in the field hoping nobody sees you?
No, just a second. I live a quarter mile away from a 700-foot bluff. Don't tell me it's flat around here.
Are you talking about the northern Midwest accent there, Jim?
Like Nebraska, Kansas, Ohio. Maybe not Ohio. Utah. That kind of Midwest.
Utah's not the Midwest.
Yeah,
Sure it is.
Southwest.
No, it isn't.
Southwest.
Well, it could be Rocky
No.
Mountains too, I guess.
The Midwest.
Utah's
The
like
Midwest
the-
stops at Missouri. Would be the last state that you could possibly pretend is Midwest.
So you got
Missouri?
More
Yeah,
northwest.
you have Missouri,
Utah.
Iowa,
saying
and
Utah?
Minnesota
Illinois.
on the west side
Illinois.
of Mississippi, and everything beyond that is the West.
so Nebraska.
Oh no, I disagree with that. So because I grew up in Texas and Louisiana. Like in Louisiana, Texas is like still is like the Southwest.
Texas,
We don't want to associate
Well,
ourselves
I
with
don't-
Nebraska.
Like everybody that groups the South into a thing always includes Texas. I think.
do they include Missouri though? Some people include Missouri when they talk
I'm talking
about.
about. I'm talking about the South.
Yeah, it's like a Mason-Dixon line thing.
Yeah, right through the middle.
I don't consider Texas South. I consider Texas Tex-ass. It's unique
Texas
unto
has
itself.
a lot of Southwestern influences.
Depends on what part of
but-
Texas though.
It's,
I'm a
yeah,
product
well,
of Texas.
I mean, that could be. You could make a argument for that in any state. Well, depending on where in Maryland you're at.
Yeah, well, but East Texas is very, very much like Louisiana.
Texas is
Beaumont,
bigger than a lot of countries, though. So, I mean, you're going to get a lot of different shit.
What part of Texas is it that eats armadillos?
That's West Texas, right?
You mean what part of the South? I mean, I've eaten possum, I've eaten squirrel, I've eaten raccoon, armadillo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Armadillo?
Yeah. You want proof of climate change? We're getting armadillos up here in Illinois now.
What?
Really?
No way.
Yeah. Armadillo roadkill up here earlier this summer.
I didn't know you lived in Illinois.
Holy crap.
So,
just out of interest, does anybody else think that Brian is a puppet? And it's the bug that's talking?
Oh, well, duh.
It's like a puppet. I didn't understand. I thought he was talking about Momma Atheist because
who doubts that?
the Illuminati show and all.
It's because it's on the mic.
Illuminati, Maya. It was just
Illuminati.
I will be right back.
Right. Can somebody read what Infinite Muir said? Because I feel it requires an accent and I can't do it.
North of Boston.
The accent is the part, all the swearing we do during the dead of winter. Friggin' cold, holy Christmas. I packed the car and have it yard.
I was stationed in Groton, Connecticut for a while, and it's so cold during the winter. So freaking cold.
Groton was about 25, 30 minutes from my house growing up. That's where my parents met because my father was stationed at the sub base there.
Oh, gotcha. I used to hang out in Hartford.
Yeah, Hartford's shitty.
It's better than Groton.
It's not like New York or anything.
Right. It was like the closest thing to go do something.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of fields in Connecticut.
Yeah. On St. Patrick's Day we used to go to Providence, go up to Rhode Island.
I was gonna say you go to either Providence or New York, depending on which side of the river you're on. I was on the east side of the river, so we would Providence it out.
Gotcha.
But I prefer New York.
We used to go across the river.
Answer, Dave, is Connecticut. Clearly. Or Jersey. No, just kidding. Connecticut.
Jersey.
Yeah, I like the Northeast. If the Northeast had a temperate, tolerable climate, then I'd live there.
No.
Yeah. I miss it.
And especially if you're from the South. I mean, I don't know.
So hard.
Yeah, but I love the winters.
Santi, my accent doesn't count. She broke it.
What kind of accent is that anyway?
My accent. I don't have an accent. I literally don't have an accent.
Jen just left. Oh my god, I feel.
She went to put her camera back on and she showed herself off.
I feel rejected.
Mine doesn't count because it's not a US accent.
Well, which accent do you pick then?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, US means us and you're a part of us, so I think it matters.
I've got the poshest. No, you sound completely different.
You got some bread pudding.
Wait, you said we all sound completely different to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Do any of us sound the same? Like we have the same accent?
Say accent.
Accent?
Say accent, Jenny.
Oh.
Accent.
Dave, whose accent sounds the most posh?
Maya's.
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, he did say that. Okay. Well,
wait, Brian, were you born and raised in Illinois?
Missouri.
If yours didn't have the twang at the end of the word, you got this little twang at the end. I would class yours as the most posh.
What word are you saying?
Oh man.
Twang.
What's wrong with the way I talk?
Jim's got the twang.
I'm kidding. Sort of.
Like you're too posh. You got that Kennedy accent.
I'm actually keeping notes if anybody really wants to know.
Right.
Well, I still stand that The Midwest does not have accents.
No, the Midwest, you absolutely have accents, and
No, we don't.
Clear.
No, you
And
just
they,
don't
and they
hear
have
right.
things like, is it pop or is it soda? Or
Oh, it is soda.
Oh,
Well,
my
that's not accent.
fucking
That's
God.
colloquialism.
Excuse me. It's neither.
what?
Okay.
No,
Neither.
soda.
Neither
Right,
of those
right.
words
Neither.
are
First
acceptable.
of all,
Neither. And
No,
I
it-
know
no,
that.
no,
It says so on the bottle. So the
No.
bottle itself doesn't know what it is.
They'll see. Well, I order a Coke, and then they say, "What kind do you want?" And I say a Sprite.
I hate
No.
that. That just makes
We
no
already-
sense to me.
I already
I
told
do
you the
that
people in the
too.
South are stupid. You
Mhm.
know this. It's not all Coke.
Yeah,
Coke
no.
has done a bang up
Which
job of
makes
marketing
no
in the
sense
South. though.
either because
And
the
that's a clip right there. Coke has done a bang up job of marketing itself. Boom.
is in Atlanta. It's in the South. So what? I don't get it. But no, it is fucking soda.
So
And I had the worst day when I was working at the Science Center in Des Moines, and these little bitches kept calling it pop, and I don't know why it pissed me off, but I yelled at some little 10-year-old.
I don't know if
Oh
I
my
yell at
God,
them, but
that is
you're
so
right.
funny.
It is soda. It's not
It's-
pop.
So rich.
it's not like pop is what is that an onomatopoeia? Like when the thing sounds like itself or the word
No.
sounds like the
Yeah,
sound it makes.
that is an
No.
onomatopoeia, but I don't know if pop
No.
is
Pop are those methamphetamines used to inject.
what?
Oops.
Circle back.
Okay.
Wait there. Did we get consensus? The chat did ask a few minutes ago as to which was the most posh.
Soda.
Boston.
Pop.
Boston, that's
No.
the consensus.
Soda-
Boston is
soda
one
water.
of the least posh accents in this country. Give me a break. Have you seen The Departed? That's how they all talk. My whole family's from there, almost, except for us.
I hear banjos when I go into my hometown. No, they're not smart enough to play that. It's just like
Right. Go for the next question, I think. No, we
I
haven't
happen
got
to use
consensus.
just use banjos as wind chimes. That's
Why the fuck? Oh,
Go on.
you need to come on more often. It's fun with you here. Just broke
He's
you
never
into
coming
the
back
shit
again.
next year. It's cool.
I'm just good at getting things off track.
Right, next question.
Oh boy.
Question 1163. What is it with all the salted caramel? What unlikely food combinations do you think might produce something delicious?
Oh, I know what Robbie
Oh.
would say.
Rob,
Peanut butter on garlic toast.
I can't think of one that I haven't tried already.
did any of them work?
Yeah. I got a grape chocolate Coke from Sonic, and it was really, really delicious.
That is gross.
Oh, you've had it?
I mean, it's better than like I could just say some like bullshit like armadillo and ketchup.
I used to know a guy who would take a bottle of ketchup in a straw and just drink it like a soda.
Oh!
I can do
Honest
that
to
with
God.
mustard. I like
Oh
mustard.
my God, what is wrong with people?
Yellow
Pineapple and armadillo.
Ox said pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple and
You
pizza.
have to brine the
Best
armadillo.
combination.
first,
Have you ever
brine
seen
the
those
armadillo.
purses? Have you ever seen those purses that they make out of armadillos?
Yeah.
All right.
Go to
That's
the
my
mouth.
new work husband.
Closes the mouth, grabs the tail,
Right?
and the tail's formed into a handle. It's so
Or the wine bottle holders are pretty neat.
oh
What's
god.
wrong with you people in the South? I don't get it.
What about sour cream and onion with crickets?
Yes.
Oh, I have that.
Yes, those are good.
Oh, I can't reach it, but I have that too. It's right over there.
Are you going to eat one of those now?
Yep.
Are you going to eat one of those now?
Nope.
Oh, you have to tune into our
I'm
special.
saving that so I can make Angel eat it instead of me on the live stream. No, actually, 'cause the sour cream and onion ones are the only ones that I mean, they all super gross me out. That's like the least worst of them. So
Well, I was told.
Well, I mean,
that
you know,
Rice-
you have
Rice
to have your
Krispies-
crickets.
that Rice Krispies are really just like deep fried maggots.
Did you say roast bitches?
Rice Krispies.
Wait,
That's
what?
cultural though, that we get that ick factor from insects. That people don't get that way about eating crabs anymore, or about eating.
How can you look at your little friend there and be like, "Yeah, I kind of want to eat you right now. Come on."
If it was
Brian.
right-
Wait there, Brian. Brian.
I have children and I have that thought all the time.
Brian. Brian. Are you gonna eat
Yeah.
it?
Eat what?
The
My man,
insect.
no way.
Like
my man.
You could just pick it up now and place it in your mouth.
No.
I'm telling you, the first time I see a human being take a stick and put it in an ant colony and bring it out and lick it, we're in trouble.
No, I can guarantee that's happening as we speak somewhere in the South.
I mean,
I'm
I
sure
would
I've
do
seen
it, but you would see a very hungry Jim before you would see that.
Right, wait, I've got to cut the chat. We're so far behind on the chat. Coconut flavoured crabs from Nerdy. Paul said tuna flapjack.
Ugh.
Chocolate. Oh,
Tuna
said chocolate
flapjack?
pudding for chip dip. Yeah.
Chocolate what? Everything's good
Chocolate
with chocolate
pudding. For chip
No, not
dip.
everything.
That sounds good with like some ruffles or like some wavy lays.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I can see it.
Nerdy says delicious cheese spider. Nope, that needs to die.
Cheesecake.
I want you all to try. I want you all to try garlic bread with peanut butter. It's spectacular.
I think
No,
it'd be okay. I just don't think it'd be.
just no.
I think I would try that after smoking.
It's incredible. It's just incredible.
Like,
What were you smoking
Like, we-
beforehand?
were you completely out of Wonder Bread?
Was it an accident?
Wonder bread is not bread; it's putty. Oh, Wonder
Do you
bread.
guys remember the bread that was the different colored dough? It was like the rainbow dough, and it was like $1 more than regular bread, and your parents would never buy it for you unless they really loved you.
Oh,
See, wait there. That had squish beetles in it.
If you hang on to any
all I
bread long
wanted
enough, it
was
changes
a
colors.
jar of goober, which is like the grape jelly and the peanut butter already swirled together, and a loaf of this rainbow bread, and I had to make my own goober, and I couldn't have any rainbow bread, and I got my markers taken away.
See, I remember when that Goober and Grape came out. It was pretty revolutionary.
It's awful.
About the ground up bugs in your bread. All bread has ground up bugs in it. Just gonna
Yes.
throw that out
Sure
there.
does.
Yeah.
But an acceptable level.
No,
Yes,
wait, no, not all bread. You can make your own bread.
Chocolate
It'll
has
still
no.
have
That would
flour,
too.
The flour you use probably has bugs.
You
ground
grind
up
your
in it.
own flour. You can.
Yeah, but you're grinding
definitely do it.
weevils.
What the
There's still
fuck?
weevils in there. You can't avoid it. There's an acceptable level though, and you don't
Yeah.
have any way to measure if you make your own.
And luckily, weevils taste like flour, apparently. So
You do realize that you probably eat 1,000 dust mites a day, don't you?
I mean, yeah.
You get. I mean, this is the
You do
odd
realize
thing.
that you have tiny little bugs living at the bottom of the hair follicle of your eyelashes, don't you?
We're covered in arthropods, and don't even get me started on the yeast.
So,
It's
so,
Ryan.
so,
God damn it.
No
Go
talking
ahead,
about
Matt.
yeast. No yeast.
so like the people
We've done
walk around
3
with
episodes
their
on
mouth
yeast.
hung open. Are they like a sperm whale, just like collecting?
What do you think is collecting?
And why
on
do
your
they call it a
mustache,
sperm
Jim?
whale?
Your mustache
can
is
only
basically
speculate.
baleen. Sperm whales have teeth, though they don't filter.
I could have said something.
Oh, it's a blue whale.
Did not though. You're welcome, Dave.
Blue whale. I don't know. I wanted to say sperm whale. I don't know why.
Yeah, we'll save killer whales, we'll save blue whales, we'll save humpback whales, but nobody talks about saving the sperm whale.
Fuck the sperm whale.
Don't they have like sperm whale banks?
Should we do the next question?
Sperm whale
I
deposit?
feel-
Well, why the fuck am I even here? Like, you don't have not let me answer at all.
I let you answer every question. What's your answer?
It's the same. It's what Robbie always says is wrong, but I'm telling you is right. Is
Oh no, I don't want to hear it.
milk and white chocolate.
Maya, what's your answer?
Wait, what? What did you say? No, wait. I'm curious now. What did you say?
White or mashed potatoes, and you get squares of baking white chocolate. It still tastes like regular. It's not like the baking chocolate. It's not bittersweet. It's just regular white chocolate, but you get it in the Ghirardelli
Mashed
squares.
potatoes?
Yes, you just
Like
take
melted?
squares in a whole thing of mashed potatoes. So you don't. It doesn't taste chocolatey or anything. It just adds a little bit of sweetness and flavor to it, and it's good. It's really
Well, so
fucking
like
good.
you're doing mashed potatoes for like 5 people, and you put in one square, Ghirardelli size square of white chocolate.
I'd say 5 people. You probably need like 3 squares.
Okay, I'll try that.
Mashed potato, like salt, pepper, sour cream, chives, bacon,
White
like
chocolate.
just
No,
you were just out of
White
all that,
chocolate.
all the good shit.
Have you ever
But-
made meatloaf with cinnamon?
No, just the mashed potatoes,
could
the
see
cream,
that.
salt, and the butter, and then the chocolate. No, none of the chives and stuff. Just
Have you ever dipped your fries in your Frosty at Wendy's?
No, my
Amy,
husband
Not
does.
intentionally.
My husband does that. Like I don't understand it.
It's sweet and savory. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. What about you, Dave?
No.
No, I got nothing.
It is
I
not
like it.
okay that you never answer your own question.
I like it when my partner dips their penis in whipped cream before I. Well, never mind.
Before the end of this, can we each ask Dave a question that he has to answer?
Yes.
Like a lightning round. Yeah.
What's in the cabinet, Dave?
What cabinet?
Oh,
The big one.
his body.
What cabinet?
Whatever, what do you keep all the sex toys in?
Cabinets.
Oh, no, wait. That was the
I need more of this.
or some
The
shit.
cabinet is not big enough for some of those things.
What I'm saying is that Dave has lots of sex toys. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, just
Does he?
trust me.
I
don't know.
I don't know what she's talking about. She's nuts. She puts chocolate in mashed potato.
White
It
chocolate.
cannot be trusted.
What does that have? What does that have to do with my sex?
Oh.
There we go.
She
Wow.
instantly became more authoritative.
Put your
instantly.
mask on, Dave. Remember.
Amanda, I'm on your side. I think that would make a lot of sense. That would add a certain amount of cleanness. It's going to change the texture and how it hangs on your mouth and tongue. It would be a very interesting thing to do. I'm going to try it.
Man, if my food hangs onto my tongue, it's not dead. Like I'd go. Ah.
Are you going to stream it, Jenny? Stream it so we can watch sweet chocolate mashed potatoes.
Well, I don't want it
You
to
don't-
fight my food. I just want it to just submit.
Food is not just taste, but it's texture.
No, it's just a subtle little addition.
It's why we don't
It
eat
makes
raw
it
earthworms.
bolder and it rounds the flavor profile out. How about
You never
that?
met any kids.
Earthworms aren't bad as long as they're facing this the right way. It's
Is there really a right way, though?
It's chewing them. That's the problem.
there's definitely a wrong way.
Have you ever seen a video of the people eating octopus? They like stick the chopstick in their mouth and like swirl it around and
Yeah.
like, try to grab their face and climb
Yeah,
back.
motherfuckers just like
See, I don't think we should be eating octopus. They're way too intelligent. It's just not right.
They only live about 3 years. So
As well, so 3
Eat them
years a
after
lot
they're
of
dead.
fun.
that's a waste of intelligence, though. Only living that
Eat
long.
them after they die.
Yeah.
well, I don't see any theses written by octopus, so
He said that with his Texas accent.
what? Delete this.
I didn't see any thesis written by your German shepherd. Let's bake that sucker up.
Yes. German shepherds
well,
look
you-
like they taste lovely.
Dog?
No,
I'd eat
thought you
I'd
meant
eat
the
dog.
turtle, Dave, or the
Oh,
giant
I
turtle.
do. It's written about them that they taste really nice.
We're
That they
so
are the best meat on the planet. I want to try one.
super weird, Dave.
Super weird.
You
What
go
did you
read
wanna
about
try?
Baby eater.
It's like
A giant
disturbing.
turtle. Galapagos giant
No, a
turtle.
giant
Oh,
Giant tortoise, sorry.
Yes.
turtles. are very popular. We have lots of snapping turtles around here, lots and lots of snapping turtles, and people harvest those things all year round, eat them up.
Turtles?
Snapping turtles, they're a problem.
What do turtles
around here.
taste like?
Well, Darwin
it's
wrote
kind of
about
fishy.
the Galapagos ones, saying that there is no better meat. He said he has tried everything, and he has
pretty
never
good.
had a better meat.
Yeah.
Well, they marinate 24 hours a day for their entire life. So
Tortoises don't.
It's on prepping too. Most people, whenever they cook snapping turtle, or at least when it used to be a regular commodity, they would just cook it in its own shell, just put the whole thing on fire, or make a soup.
Like turtle?
they say the hardest thing about cooking turtle is cleaning it.
Yep.
Yeah,
they,
'cause,
they
like-
have all that algae and stuff that grows on them.
Mhm.
You don't
have
eat
to
the shell.
clean it from 3-4 times.
But it
Or if it's
doesn't.
getting the shell off. Getting the shell off's a bitch, and whenever they die, they instantly draw up inside of the shell.
Now, and when
Depends on how big the car is that runs them over.
Oh,
back
jeez.
in Missouri, they put the snapping turtles in a barrel for weeks and weeks to purge out its system.
Yep.
And it would. We had all kinds of hillbilly neighbors at Missouri, yeah, and they're in the summer. Everybody'd have a full-size barrel with a snapping turtle in it that just stunk to high heaven.
Yeah, we have crawfish boils every summer, and we get a kiddie pool, and we put salt water in it and put the crawfish in it, and it forces them to purge, and then we move them into another container.
See, I don't want to hear anybody complaining about bug eating when you people eat things like shrimp and lobster.
Well, that's not a bug.
Crawfish.
Well,
That's
so-
the worst.
Well, they're
Ugh.
water bugs.
Well,
No.
Yes, that's what they're
depends on how you use the term bug, because using the term bug properly, this isn't a bug. Using it colloquially, this is a bug, and a shrimp is a bug.
Wait. There's no like bug in like the taxonomy. Like
Yeah, right. It's a colloquial
Right.
term.
right. So how do you use bug? Like I understand insect is different,
Human-
but like what's bug? Like is there like a scientific
There's a
definition?
It's hemi. I'm gonna mispronounce it. They're called true bugs. Is the common name for them, and it's the Hymenoptera,
Mhm.
not to be confused with Hymenoptera, where you have your ants and wasps and what have you. True bugs include like leaf bugs, cicadas, things like that.
An ant is not a true bug.
Lobster and crawfish are in the same family or phylum, I believe, as cockroaches.
I have a true bug right here.
There you go. See?
All right. So here
Jim just fucking see.
I don't even know what that is.
Yell at me, but Jim teaches us something. Brian teaches us something, and it's okay. All right.
No, it's not.
All right,
I was waiting to the point. I was waiting.
Stop
I was
it.
waiting till they
No,
got to
I
the
need
point.
to know which bug was on the ark.
The flying one.
2 of each.
Two of each.
Yeah.
I was hoping, given that I was letting them go because I thought they were going to tell me what combination they would taste nice with.
Grasshoppers are good with chocolate.
Cabernet.
Which bees did they take?
I was gonna say sweet tea.
It would have been a wasp. It would have had to have been a wasp. Bees and ants are both wasp phylogenetically. So,
But
I'm
they're
sorry.
also hive animals, though.
Yeah,
The
but
wasp is on the ark.
attitudinally, they're very different.
But they're also hive animals. Without a hive, they can't reproduce, so there'd have to be more than 2.
Well,
No,
that's what I'm
Jim.
saying.
There are only
how would they
two.
have
The Bible
known-
tells us so.
How would they have known which two to bring?
Now all male Hymenoptera don't have a father. So they're the product of an unfertile.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Did
You're
you know-
telling me there would only be
the
lesbian wasps?
fatherless? That's sad.
Did you know that Noah actually knew what mothballs smelled like? That's how he tell the boys from the girls.
How did he get them to spread their legs?
He smelled the little mothballs.
Right. Next question. I think we need rescuing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be teaching people things. Sorry.
I keep sciencing. I'm sorry. You let Mel science. I saw you let Mel science. You can let me science a little bit. Let me science.
Hey.
You have scienced a little bit. Right.
Just a little.
Question.
Answer.
1164. What one policy would you try and sneak into the budget?
Into the budget?
Yeah.
Policy?
Yeah.
Sneak.
You're going to go through every word.
What?
I would probably say
This is paperclip.
prison
attach it.
reformation.
What?
Prison reformation.
Love it.
Universal health care.
Death to Republicans?
Campaign finance reform.
Send Donald Trump back to first grade like Billy Madison.
Oh, I feel bad for those kids. Don't let him with the regular kids like they did Billy Madison. No. Keep him
Can
away
you
from
imagine Donald Trump on a field trip? Yeah, I've been to a similar place. Yeah, that's yeah. I know this.
God, I hate
Ox
that
does
man
not
so
like
much.
protesters. Any protester blocking a public road is open game. That would be a touchy one. Although saying I think it'd be less
Well, I mean,
touchy than killing all the
kind
Republicans.
of. I think it's unconstitutional. It's like an amendment that kind of speaks to that, but whatever. We all want shit.
Yeah, well, it's been amended 27 times before. It'll be all right.
I think 27 is a very reasonable number.
I thought it was meant to be a living document. When was the last amendment?
I mean, you got to take the first 10 amendments and just leave them to the side because they really kind of started on day one.
Well, and as a living document in America, a living being in America, naturally, all of your rights are determined by rich white people.
That's pretty much true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wasn't meaning to actually mean America as a budget. I meant to just a random governmental budget. Apart from that, you're all Americans, so.
Is there an international budget that I'm unaware of?
No. I just meant a government budget. But taking into account the Constitution wasn't really relevant to it. Because not other countries share your Constitution.
If that's the case, then a new motorcycle for me. That's in my budget.
If it's not in America, it doesn't matter.
What kind of motorcycle?
USA.
Oh, your whole panel is American today.
Just saying.
Jim, what kind of motorcycle?
And David Clark in the Midwest.
A real motorcycle or a Harley?
A what?
A real motorcycle or a Harley?
Harleys are awful. I don't know what the whole idealism behind the Harley Davidson. Like, why people are so
they're big, noisy, obnoxious, and piggish. They're just like most American men.
They're awful people. I mean, they're not even made in the U.S. anymore.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. And the parts that make them up aren't even made.
I'm from Milwaukee, and I used to have about a dozen customers who were engineers from Harley, and other people who were assembly line workers and machinists. They are built in America. They're built in freaking Milwaukee.
Harleys are trash.
Yes, they are.
I encourage you to look at it. There might be some places where they are assembled in the U.S., but by and large, they are not. They're imported. The parts are imported. Personally, I like Hondas. I like shaft-driven motorcycles. I have one that I've put 40,000 miles plus on, and haven't done anything but add a battery to it and gas.
I wonder
Harleys. I can always tell where a Harley has been because they leave an oil spot.
I wonder if that's been since the steel industry crashed in 2007 that switched over. Then there was a manufacturer here who made the hydraulic pistons that they made them for Harley, and they closed down, and those jobs did go overseas. So there are at least some pieces that would be made outside the U.S.
Oh, well, sure. And for every vehicle, there's international part sourcing for everything.
Right. So yeah, they could be
Okay, it says that they're assembled in Wisconsin, Missouri, and Pennsylvania, but the parts are from Italy, Austria, Australia, Japan, Mexico, China.
Mm-hmm. Just like in a Chevy or a Ford or a BMW or.
Well, sure, but the only reason that people buy Harleys is because they're an American product. They're an American company. But I mean, there's
nothing made in America anymore.
Yeah,
it's a misconception.
Right, let's get off Harleys. Brian says the biggest budget problem is things that are needed need to be snuck in. Things that should be questionable are taken for granted. That's very true. Infinite Muir said tax the rich and redistribute to the poor. That seems like quite a big policy for an attachment. Now they're arguing about bikes in the chat. See what you've done?
Belgium's fault.
Harmonica Man says better ventilation in elevators. Some thoughts of terrorism.
Okay.
Ooh, people who fart in elevators should go to jail.
We could put that as a policy, yeah.
No, I think it should just be like automatic, like death sentence.
Well, no, I don't think that bad.
That's very cruel. That's very extreme.
No.
And we all have gas from time to time. You know?
Look, I have rights, and they invaded them.
Not breathing your farts. It's high up there.
High up there.
Oh no! Right.
So at least I go to jail for beating them.
You're not going to take a libertarian stance on the farts. That's where we're drawing the line in the sand.
Yeah, that's.
Your right to release noxious fumes stops at my nostrils.
Yeah.
The FFASS.
What?
For the freedom from freedom from farts association and a stinky stuff. Excuse me.
They're going to make an amendment that says you have a right to fart wherever you like.
Well, that kind of goes back to where we're talking about with the smoking. I think farting and smoking are in other people's
Faces.
Area is in public air spaces. Yeah, you can fart on your own property as much as you want, and that's fine. You smoke on your own property too. But once you start farting on my property or in public property that my taxes are paying for, then that.
But would that be fair though to make a law that only affects men?
Women don't. I'll forget that.
That's terrible. Right.
You're the only one who got it.
The next question, I think.
Okay.
Question.
She's back. Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Did we let Amanda think something to the budget first?
We could do because I haven't asked.
Oh yeah, Amanda hasn't answered the budget question, and you never let her answer questions. So
Yeah, no. And did he even answer? So
Yes,
you're way more important than he is.
That's why I'm the actual Dave. I would say that at least a third of every house has to get its energy from alternative energies for at least 10 years, moving on in increments of another,
You're being far too reasonable here.
Get up
You
to
just ban coal
after 10 years, and then 100% after 20. How am I being reasonable?
You just ban coal. Ban fossil fuels.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
ban non-renewable energy sources.
Yeah.
It is a bench. Okay, I would like to figure out a step-down plan to ban.
This is the reasonable thing.
Outright.
This is why you've got the other side that's screaming, "It's all a hoax," and you're being reasonable.
But wait. What about clean, beautiful coal? Right?
Right.
Those jobs are coming back.
No, but we just don't have the infrastructure to be able to handle that at the moment. Regardless, let alone on an individual basis, including
a few states without power for a few months while they sort it out is not a problem.
I think if we legalized anything but a posh accent in the U.S., then that would probably fix our problem.
No one can object.
There you go.
Really?
Or we could go with the no longer having lifetime appointments to the Supreme Court and start putting, term limits on Congress.
That would stem some lobbying. Yeah.
Oh, also get rid of fucking lobbying.
Yeah, I would love to get rid of lobbying, and I would love to get rid of you serve in Congress, you fuck up your entire 2 to 6 years. Why do you get paid for the rest of your goddamn life?
That's a very interesting question. That would be because they vote on what they get paid.
If you eliminate lobbying, you do realize that lobbying means to go visit your congressman and tell him what you're interested in him passing.
Because you need individual lobbying is a problem. You need to do away with professional lobbying.
Corporate lobbying, yeah.
Corporate lobbying, yeah.
All right, I can live with that.
Big pharma, big oil, those kind of.
Citizens United.
Have everybody in their pocket, yeah.
How about just ban corporations after a certain size too?
I did wonder whether or not that might be a viable option, and we're getting serious.
Forcing them into a employee-owned co-op when they reach a certain size.
Well, they go out their way to avoid it then, which is good.
Are we talking about a budget item or an amendment?
Right now, we're talking about bringing down the entire government and starting again. Basically,
we're going to rebuild society right here. The six of us. It's going to be a perfectly balanced capitalist and socialist society, and we're gonna structure it from the ground up right here, right now. Let's get this underway.
But we also said that we would do it our own way, like we would do it secularly too. So we could take, form our own little secular nation with alternative energies. We wouldn't have to replace anything, so we could start with alternative energies.
I think we should ban religion.
Well, yeah.
Every religion.
But the point is that we're all secular.
I would be up. I could be persuaded. I could be persuaded to ban organized religion. I think.
Yes.
I don't think you could ban religion.
No.
Do the same thing we do with
the companies. You could get a certain size, so people could still get together and group together. But there's only a certain size; they can only get so much power.
So,
yeah,
they should do what they used to do.
Do you mean tax churches, or they must come down? You cannot congregate.
No, I think you can congregate. I think the issue you've got is you need to stop them getting. You can have a church that's got 200 or 300 people. So a church in a community is totally protected. But churches that have thousands of people, churches that come together, is when you're then congregating power that the people that are members at the bottom have absolutely no clue what the rest of the organization is doing.
Mormons.
No, just Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Not controversial at all. Right, let's do the next question.
Okay.
Given that the chat's already started answering it. Right. Question 1165. Do you have a switch in your house that apparently does nothing? Do you fear that it actually does something? What do you fear it might do? And have you ever pressed it?
No.
Yes.
I do.
If there's a button, then it's meant to be pressed. That's the design of a button. Well, why wouldn't you push it?
What might it do? It might turn off the oxygen.
Oh, God.
Well, you're like, oh shit! Don't press that again.
If we did by nature, our human nature, be willing to go press buttons we didn't know what they were about, I don't think anyone would masturbate.
I think that's one button that we all discovered pretty early.
Some of us earlier than others, though.
But some of us hasn't got through our head. It's still haven't we're still not sure that it'll do it every time. So we have to press it time to make sure that we're consistent.
Don't touch that. You don't know what it's connected
to.
Yeah,
it's quality control.
That's the definition of insanity, Jim. pushing the same button over and over again, expecting different results.
Well, but that happens. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good.
Different results every day.
Depends on the frequency too. I mean, you do it enough during the day.
Sometimes it takes 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes an hour.
Truth be told, I'm always expecting the same result.
You're a dude though. Dudes come different. Like girls have like the whole body come thing. You guys just, whatever.
And it has a lot to do with attitude.
Santi says, as a person who works in maintenance, you don't press random buttons. Paul says, yes, it's in the loft. When I press it, there is an electrical hum. I've no idea what it does.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
Sounds like it goes to a locked up motor.
Well, then just flip it on and wait a while, and it'll overheat and burn.
Yeah. Just wait a while and tell us what it smells like. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. If it's in your
or it
house.
could be old knob and tube wiring that is making contact with itself somewhere.
That's dangerous, though. That could lead
to
a fire. I wouldn't. If you got knob and tube wiring at all, I'd get it removed. That's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I had helped rewire my grandmother's house. I paid off the last that she owed after my grandpa died, and we were trying to get it, remodeled and up to code and everything, so wouldn't have to worry about it burning down or anything. And she still had paper covered wire running through her attic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have anything that's paper covered or cloth covered, you should just get it the fuck out of that house quick.
I've lived in an apartment building that had cloth covered wiring in it. It was archaic,
that's insane. That's just.
But it was cool. It had clocks built into the house, built into the walls that were all wired up through there too. And they had they didn't have it on there anymore because it worn off over time. They had the old phosphorus faces too. They stopped making those, but it's pretty cool.
What did they use? Radium? Was that radium they used?
Radioactive. I don't know if these ones in this place were radioactive or not, but yeah, they used to use radium on the clock hands. Was it radium? Somebody look it up.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think you continued to use radium up until at least the 40s.
Yeah, they use it on glow in the dark stuff on watch hands and things like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You still see them in museums and stuff.
What the? Madame Curie used to sleep with a little vial.
Mm.
Yeah, when she's dead.
It's super weird. You think of her and you think, oh, she died from because of being exposed to radiation, which is true. Although she actually died. I mean, yes, it's true, but she really died of anemia, complications to anemia because of the radiation sickness.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mother Teresa slept with a Bible every night, and look what happened to her.
She's dead. Fuck God,
Yeah.
I mean, both her and her husband spent their entire lives working with the radioactive materials, and they died. And what do you know what he died of?
Alcoholism.
Yeah. So if you ever have to market it, if you ever have to market radiation, just radiation less harmful than religion.
No, he didn't die of radiation. He got run over.
Yeah, he got run over by a horse and cart.
By a Bible salesman.
He got run over, but the spot he left in the road glowed for a month.
But these kind of things do matter. That's why people are so opposed to nuclear, because of the Chernobyl stuff, and it really built this stigma about dealing with these dangerous elements that we need to get past, because what we're doing now is not sustainable.
These dangerous elements that we shove into a coal-fired power station and just put into the atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, it's not the disposal of it, and how some people are just abandoning these sites, and we don't. And with the long half-life that it does, it leaves these places uninhabitable for centuries.
250,000 years.
I don't know that it's that long, is it? I mean, I know for all of it to all traces to be gone, it's a long time. But I think livable, isn't it? Just a few thousand.
Oh, various, depending on the elements they actually leave behind.
Right.
If they take the main materials out and just leave the sites which are vaguely radioactive.
So like Soviet Russia, like where that testing site that they used. That if I remember correctly, there's people that are living in that radiation zone.
Yeah, but those people are going to have families, and those families are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and get superpowers.
Yeah, and extra arms.
Sure.
They've already got fish with 3
Brian
arms.
is-
Oh,
Brian
maybe
is right,
extra
though. We have-
Schwanstoker. Yeah.
Nuclear is one of our best options in terms of
Yes.
alternative energy, but people are afraid of it. Europe is deathly afraid
Well,
of it.
they can use those low volatility reactors. What is it? Thorium, saltwater thorium.
And then you have the weaponizing of it. I mean,
Well, yeah, obviously.
Well, that's the other advantage of the thorium
Issue.
things is that you can't. The material is so weak to begin with; it can't really be weaponized.
Well, it is not to say that should become the replacement for fossil fuels. It should become the transitional energy source. We should give up fossil fuels right now, and trying to focus on that, and then while we develop our green energy resources and while we build up that industry, because
we've developed it, but we have solar shingles now. We have wind energy, water energy. There are alternatives. There doesn't need to be a transitionary period.
Alternative or
Not now.
nuclear is an alternative though, and it's
Yes.
it's quite viable. And the technology we have, especially in America, is far better than people even think it is. I've said this before. Like they had that meltdown a couple of years ago in Russia. That would not happen here. Not only that, but we have this system of cooling that it just stop being afraid of nuclear. It's
How do you deal with a meteor strike?
die?
With a what?
No, a small meteor strike outside a nuclear plant.
How small?
About yay big.
I just brought the subject up so I could let Momma Atheist do her
Do
science.
you understand I'm going to spend all night now thinking and trying to figure out the probability of some shit like that happening? Thank you.
My point is it's that the tsunami problem was that.
No.
Let's get hit by an earthquake and a tsunami and have it knock out our backup generators.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Right? And the point is, a meteorite that's this big, that's not going to do that much damage, but can knock out on the ground resources.
Do you understand what size a crater a meteorite this big would leave? That's not a little bit of damage.
No.
Well, I mean, what about like Fukushima? What if it hit and caused a power plant to leak? I mean, even though nuclear is a great energy source, you still have long-term effects from something that you can't help or prevent, like just a simple leak.
Nerdy asks, can't we use the Republicans of some sort of fuel?
Yes.
You put enough Republicans and you can neutralize nuclear fuel.
I mean, settlers and pioneers used to cook over dried buffalo shit, so I don't see why not.
Well, that's still a common fuel source in some of the less civilized areas of Earth.
Right, I think we've detracted enough from this
I'm
question.
trying to be politically correct.
Did you answer the question, Dave?
No, my answer to the question is yes.
What was the fucking question?
That's the problem.
About a switch in your house that you don't know what it does, and we're talking about
again.
renewable energies.
No, yeah, we went from that to I think masturbation.
Then to nuclear power.
And still, I didn't answer. That's fine.
Do you have a switch, Amanda?
You ever had me on, Dave?
To talk about nuclear power every time the question goes that way.
Okay, so answer the question. Do you masturbate?
With a random switch in my house, no. But
why not?
No, but when I was growing up, I have 2 older brothers. My eldest brother was 10 years older than me. Had one of those little, I think I've told this story before, but he had one of those clock radios with the tape player, and the play button. You know how the play buttons were always the big buttons? Told me if I pressed that, it would blow up the world. And it scared the fuck out of me for like a month until I gave in and pressed it. Something to do with a kid,
I love that scientific brain.
I had to test it. Like, of course I did.
Of course you did. You're a
Blew up
scientist.
the
What
world.
else would you do?
And she's the one that's got to come up with the solution to climate change, and she's going to press a button because this
That's why we're
might
all
do something. The
Right,
atmosphere
yeah.
gets set on fire.
You have to test things. That's what you do when you're a scientist, maybe not a president.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that when they were testing the first nukes, they couldn't be sure that the atmosphere would not be set on fire.
That's right. They were pretty sure, but nobody
weren't.
could say it absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what fucked is that people used to like go watch that shit in Nevada. They used to go like have, you know, nuclear bomb view parties or whatever out in the desert outside of Vegas. That's crazy.
Very much so. Right, next question.
I think we bored Jim. Sorry.
I'm hoping that as they continue to work on nuclear, I always get them mixed up. Fusion.
Yes.
What we do is fission, right?
Yes.
What we want to do is fusion. Yeah. That they make a mistake, create a black hole, and the entire Earth is sucked in instantly.
No.
Get it over with. Just
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure it would be like a bad thing at this point.
Yeah, we're not great as a thing that exists.
I mean, we're dicks to turtles, apparently.
Yeah.
Especially Dave.
you know, that's an
We've
interesting
got
question.
two questions to go.
If we did get sucked in by a black hole, would it destroy the turtles and elephants that are holding up the Earth?
No,
Yes.
go eat them. Then we'll just rest on the other things underneath. Right. We're doing the next question. Shush.
Which is
Question.
what?
The penultimate.
Thank you.
Question 1166. Should Spanish as well as English now be compulsory in US schools?
Amanda goes first.
What
She
a
wrote the
great
damn question.
Dave, and I agree that it should be. Hey, we actually got a whole panel of okay,
Yeah, that's why I put it in the last minute. Well, the question wasn't in there. I thought, shit, they're all Americans.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're gonna end up surpassing 50% Hispanic probably by 2050 anyway. So absolutely,
I want to say that it's embarrassing that we're the only country where our kids finish school only knowing one language, or generally finish school only being fluent in one language. It's ridiculous. Every other country in the world, they could graduate speaking at least a couple.
Well, that's precisely true. I mean, we all learn English, but we're also pretty good at Canadian.
You can all use that.
I hate to break to you, you're not all that great at English.
Oh,
Fair. Fair.
Mr. Posh Boy.
No, but it's really stupid though for kids to have the choice between like Spanish, like ours was Spanish and French, but other schools have, you know, French and Latin and Mandarin or whatever. If you want,
I went to Catholic school. It was like,
take it as a third language, but Spanish should absolutely be compulsory. So.
There you go. Nerdy says Americans are absolutely terrible at English.
Thanks, nerdy.
Other
Nerdy
people said
posh.
other things. Nerdy is
Britannia
posh.
est insula.
I definitely think more. I mean, I like French. I like Mandarin. I like it needs to be more than one language, certainly. I don't think Spanish should have to be compulsory. Like, I don't understand why you can't choose between Spanish or Mandarin, but I mean, since they're huge.
But in the United States,
and China's
Spanish speakers than you do.
Sure we do, but like if we're talking about like all the industrialized nations are looking to be like international, like doing business internationally. We have way more Mandarin speakers than we do or Spanish. So I mean, I think that would make more sense. But also, it's like China is like on track to surpass us as like the major world power. So,
so Mandarin would be the way to go.
I'm just saying.
Just so we can look up to our new Chinese masters. And talk to them.
Well, I think it's interesting that English is taught so much in foreign countries.
Yeah,
That it's considered the dominant language.
It's the international language of business.
They used to own all of them, Jenny.
No,
Everybody knows Americans are too stupid to learn another fucking language. So they all have to learn for us.
To be fair, I think you got that from the British.
So whose fault is it then?
Yours.
You just said it was yours.
Yeah, we get to blame the Americans for everything. There aren't very many of us now.
Like getting your ass kicked by a bunch of dirty rebels. The world's superpower at the time. Good job there, dude.
I hate to break it to you, you only got half the continent. We kept the rest.
You live on a fucking island.
Yeah, but we still own Canada.
You don't own Canada.
You own Canada?
Canada is slipping from your grasp, yo.
Silence,
All
imperial.
Canadians out in the chat.
So
How do you feel about
We
that?
own Canada, we own Australia. We own all the good bits.
Wait, Australia still like pays homage to the Queen?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up.
New Zealand does?
Why? Like, aren't they all criminals? Like, I mean, like,
Oh, don't say that to the Aussies. They don't like that.
what? Like,
They started out that way.
I'll
but they
fight
got
'em.
better.
You will win, honey.
I mean, I know they're scrappy, but I'm wily, so it's
Oh, I know.
way better.
I think Chad objects.
That doesn't count. He's one of us.
Well,
I think they should teach compulsory Spanish and Latin.
and Latin.
Wait, Canada is the new America? What does that mean?
Apparently, Canada is also Stool's filthy whore. So
We already knew that. Everybody knew that.
We need a Canadian in here.
Why Latin though, Jenny? I don't understand why Latin.
Latin is the base language of French, Italian,
the Roman.
Yeah, the Romanic languages, sure.
English, Italian, French, Spanish. It's a really good language to learn. You know, I did take 4 years of Latin in high school.
If you're a linguist, 100% you should know Latin.
And can I speak it? No.
Yes.
Can I read
not
it? Not
practical,
really.
though.
But can I use it almost every month in my life since I took it? Yes.
Hey guys,
And
I'm
figure
sorry, I
out
gotta
vocabulary
head
all
out.
over the place.
Don't worry.
See, I
Thank
told
you
you
for
what happened.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I had fun, everybody. Nice seeing everybody.
Thank you for
Bye-bye,
coming.
honey.
Yeah, later.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Jim's a
So,
deadbeat.
you're very right.
It's just a really good tool. I think that's the simple way to put it. It's an
answer?
excellent tool.
I don't know if we've got a consistent answer. Should
Jim
everyone know
didn't
Spanish?
answer.
Should everyone know Spanish in America?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I'm not against Mandarin either. That sounds like a reasonable language to learn, but
I understand Spanish is a big language that they're teaching in China
Is
because
it?
China recognizes Central and South America as a gigantic market,
Mhm.
and they want to take it from us
Yeah, they do. They do.
because all we do is treat it like shit.
Yeah, they recognize that.
Funny. So I was watching these I can't remember which show it was, but they were interviewing some of the people outside of Trump's rallies, and they had asked that a couple of them, like, what will you do if Biden gets elected? One of them said they were moving to Aruba, I think. No, it wasn't Aruba. One of them was somewhere in Central America and somewhere in South America. And I'm like, that's where they keep all the brown people, right? Like, these are Trump supporters. I don't think they're well aware of that.
No,
So-
they have no idea like that we are like international laughing stocks right
they
now.
see the resort when they talk about those countries. That's what they think of when they think of Central America, is those, where their cruise ships stop, where they can see the waterfalls and crap. It's not the real country itself.
No, of course
No,
not.
they have no concept of reality. And I would actually like that. I think it's a great idea to ship Trump supporters to other countries.
Yeah, go ahead.
it actually has multiple benefits.
Well, I'm sure a lot of them would fit in really
I'm
well
gonna
in
say,
Argentina.
I'm sure those countries would love it.
Oh yeah. So sorry to them, but I mean,
Like, I mean, if you have to raise my taxes for something, I am all in for that one. And I mean, seriously, not even like permanently, just like temporarily, like let them see, like you guys are fucking idiots, and like,
yeah.
I mean, because like Americans abroad overwhelmingly voted for Bernie and are now all overwhelmingly going to vote for Biden. Like they see the benefits of all the things that Bernie was talking about. And we're not going to get any of those things out of Biden. That's fine. We just push him for 4 years, wait for him to keel over, and then hopefully I mean, I don't know. I think we focus too much on the presidency. We actually need to focus on getting congressmen and senators placed.
Right now, I think the Democrats need bloody school board members.
Yep.
Specifically in Texas.
I think the Republican and Democratic parties need to just go away. We need to.
Fair enough, I can go with that.
I was talking to Randolph Richardson last night about that, and I think that there should have to be a minimum of 3 candidates on any presidential ticket. I think that there should be a minimum, and there should have to be 3, specifically 3 on every ballot.
Who would be the third this time? It would be fucking Kanye. So.
Oh God.
Well, whose base is Kanye going to divide?
Ours?
No. I am telling you, I know this for a fact.
The Kardashians.
Kanye's black card has been revoked. Nobody takes him seriously.
I hope so, because for fuck's sake,
this is a true story.
He sucks so much Trump dick. It's gross.
Well, I'm deferring back to the 2016 election, when the third person would have been
Jill Stein. Probably Jill Stein, because was it Gary Johnson? Like nobody.
Gary Johnson, that's who I was thinking of.
For the Green Party, he was kind of a laughing stock, though. Jill Stein was, of the two of them, Jill Stein was taken more seriously.
Jill Stein hangs out with Vladimir Putin.
She does, but that didn't come out until after the election.
It did. It came out before, just nobody paid attention.
Well, right. I think that's what I meant. But okay. I mean, like everything was findable. Well, say everything. Comey, God damn him. Nobody knew that both candidates were under like FBI investigation, and I'm still today trying to figure out why it was okay to let the public know that one was under FBI investigation and not the other. It's no fucking sense to me. But
that's because they wanted somebody else to win.
I think that he believed that Hillary was going to win, and he was like, "Well, if that happens, I want the American public to know what they're voting for." I don't think he thought they would have
no,
the
it's not
effect.
even that. I think if it had come out after, everyone would have said that they suppressed it.
Well, they were, and because it's their goddamn job, right?
They weren't suppressing it because it's not their job to report to the public.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's fine. You don't get into any trouble from doing your job, right? It was no one's business that they were doing an investigation because they were just doing an investigation. There were no findings.
Yeah, but Comey did get in trouble for doing his job.
He got in trouble for, well, okay. It depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about what he was working on, yeah, he should have. But if you're talking about like the bullshit that Trump brought up against him, Trump was just mad because he was investigating him. I don't know. I was happy when he was fired. I thought he was a shit director.
I just hope that the blue people have enough sense to actually get their asses out and vote.
Oh yeah. Well, the citizens. We have more of the non-voters mobilized than the last 4 years. I just hope there's enough of them. But Congress,
the problem is you're going to have to win it on the night.
It's just there's too much going on. Like if the election was a week from today, I'd still be in the same position that I am now, because like the non-voters, the people that weren't mobilized to vote last time could be very, very easily persuaded to do the same this election, if any information comes out. So right now,
And you know they've got a bucket of information that, even if it's not real, that they will release between now and then.
No, we're in for so many shit storms. Like, I mean, it's just going to be weekly shit storms from like until the election. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah, there's all kinds of clauses that are going to open up over the next 5 weeks.
Yes. Right. Let's do the last question. Then we go to bed. Then I go to bed.
Sorry, what time is it for you? Like 1 a.m.?
No, it's just coming up on midnight.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not too bad. Right. Question.
You won't go to sleep anyway. Don't listen to his lies.
I don't believe that. Yeah. I'll see him in a scream at like 10 o'clock.
He also brings his phone to pee at like 3 a.m. too. So.
Oh, don't take your phones into the bathroom. Good Lord, people.
What? It's the new newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh.
What would I do?
You can throw out a newspaper.
Remember when we used to read shampoo bottles in the bathroom?
I have a Sudoku book that I used to have in the bathroom. That's still there.
Reader's Digest or a
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up with Reader's Digest in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Go ahead, Dave.
Question 1167. Would you rather climb and stand on top of a 300-meter TV broadcast tower for 12 hours or spend a week in a high-security prison?
With actual other inmates?
Yes. Not in solitary. In what do they call it? General population.
I don't know that I could climb the tower. I think
wait, how tall is the tower? How high is the tower?
I'd be going to a women's
meters.
prison, so I think I'd rather do that.
Wait, what's that in American?
Oh, about 1,000 foot, probably.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, is the prison thing on my record? Like, am I going to not get a job after I do that?
It would go on your record. Randolph says, it's easy to get into solitary. No, there is no solitary. That's out for this scenario.
No, you just shank a bitch. It's really easy.
That'll go on your record.
You'll increase your sentence a little bit if you did that.
I'm only here for a week.
I have a really bad time with heights. I would pick the prison in an instant.
No
way could I do that.
And stand up there for 12 hours. Does the climb count in that 12 hours?
No.
Okay. I still pick the climb.
You still pick the climb?
Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah. I don't think I can do the climb. I wish I could because I don't want to go to prison, but I think I'd get vertigo after I got so far up there. I wouldn't do good in prison either, though. I mean, look at this.
My limit's about 12 feet.
I'm way too pretty.
Oh.
Says, I don't do heights. I've been to the other, so I'll take the prison. Chad says,
you go to prison.
What?
I was just going to say, you go to prison, there's a chance you'll meet somebody, you know?
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
I'm sure I'll meet lots of people.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Chad says, a week in prison, I wouldn't mind the tower, but I'm curious about prison if it's only a week. There you go. Santi says 984.252 feet. See, I thought my guess was quite good.
No, yeah, that was a fantastic guess. As an American, like I couldn't even ballpark it. So yeah,
I just timed it at 3 and a bit.
Yeah. So you convert it to yards and then 3 feet in a yard. So 1,000.
I feel like I'm learning stuff. Next question.
Sorry.
Ox screams fresh meat.
Yes.
Chad says, you all have never climbed a loft, a spar on a mainmast, it seems. I have. Great fun. They're not that high. Infinite Muir says, I agree. I'll spend 12 hours 500 foot up, just passed out. 1,000 foot up. David Melbourne says, is the prison also 300 miles high? Meters high? No. It's a prison on the ground.
Yeah, I think the heights would just be too much for me. I couldn't.
Yeah,
Heights,
I absolutely could not do it.
heights don't bother me. It's more of like, kind of like Amanda was saying, like the climb. Like I'm afraid of the fall.
Yeah, it's not so. Hey, Dave.
Here's that other Dave once.
You
Hello.
look very ill.
Yeah,
You look very
You
ill.
do. Kind of like jaundice.
jaundice.
It's just
What did you
it's
do
just
in
the
the last
lighting.
couple hours
It's
since your
just,
stream? Some hard partying.
You just get brighter jaundice now. Brighter jaundice.
It's just Brian. Just I don't know. It's just a
Worley.
bite of some
Like
sort.
I don't know what
Oh.
you're doing on your face, but you've got like really heavy mustache like to live up to, and it's not cutting it.
See, look at. I know, right? It does actually look like that, but look at the stream that me and Brian just did, and it's nothing. Like if I
It's just like throughout in the last 2 hours. 3 hours.
It's just grown out. Now he's got.
wait for exposure to happen. Hold on. It will eventually start going. It's like, is there any
See it a little bit.
motherfuckers?
Yeah, it's
You look all right in the yellow. We were
No way.
time.
Randolph says,
Light.
at least with prison, you can suitcase all sorts of valuable currency. How can you suitcase? Everything gets taken off you when you go to prison, doesn't it?
Suitcase means you stick it up your ass.
Does it? How
Yeah.
much stuff can you get up your ass before you go into prison? Especially if you're not experienced at sticking things up your ass.
You're the one with the
Just relax.
plethora of
One of those people.
so you could answer that question better than any of us could. Well, me.
Won't my new friends find it if I stick it up there?
Yes, probably.
Oh, you mean you're
They'll either find it or stick it up further.
because Brian is the prison wife. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Paul says
They-
heights are okay, falling is fine. It's the stop at the bottom that's the problem. Oh, Infinite Muir says he has Trump orange.
Now it looks a little green.
Moi, like a moi,
Yes.
not a
moi.
more. There's no R in there.
No, it's a moi.
Yeah, you said more. Moi.
Moi.
Whatever.
Moi.
He doesn't have your.
Ox, there we go. Ox
He
says
doesn't have your posh accent.
No, he doesn't.
Ox says half an ounce of weed fits cigs and pills.
Whoa, goddamn.
No.
Very specific.
Wouldn't
I,
you break up your ass though? Like
Over there, Spooky says Dave could fit a sofa up there. Fact. Could you?
I'd want to smuggle in Fig Newtons.
There's a lot of
That is
names up on the
unconfirmed.
screen right now.
I can offload anything that's said towards me. I like it. It's great.
all the days.
Right.
You answer, Dave.
Me, I do the height
no.
probably.
not you, Dave.
He's not Dave.
Yeah,
he's
Amanda.
David when I'm here.
Yeah.
This is true.
Okay, well, right now you're
I
BD.
probably-
So.
Yeah, I think I'll take prison. My initial answer was prison, and then I thought, well, let's actually think it through, and I was like, the climb on the way down is probably going to end up. Well, it's going to be after 12 hours of standing up.
1,000
gonna-
foot.
are they
You
gonna
could probably
lift you down?
parachute. What? No. You could base jump. You could probably parachute.
Yeah, there you go.
1,000 foot's
Okay.
high enough.
You can
That's
parachute?
fun.
Well, why didn't you open with that?
Because he
Because I
always
talked about the getting up and not being there for 12 hours. That's the important bit. How you get down. I don't give a shit
Damn
about.
assholes.
Can I get a flying squirrel suit?
You just
Ooh,
You
fall
get,
off.
like,
It's
sure.
fine.
flying squirrel suit.
A flying telesuit. Like, man, I would do it just for that. Like, can I keep it?
The flying squirrels. Those are cool.
I
Yeah,
ever see
very
people
cool.
Those
glide
are-
down the
I've
side
seen
of a
those
mountain
videos.
wearing that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. I don't think my knees could handle it. The landing.
Do you think you can handle the climb?
No, probably not. But I'd still rather fall than spend a week in prison. So
Here you go. I like having Randolph in here. He defends me. Right.
I
said,
don't
I also didn't talk about how you leave prison. Because it wasn't relevant to the question.
How do you leave prison? In the flying squirrel suit.
I think if you go into prison saying you're a squirrel, you're going to attract the wrong sort of people.
for the right sort of people.
What are you gonna be such a pessimist for?
I know, right, Dave? Right, now, Dave, answer.
I did answer.
Oh yeah, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
He just
he
did.
said
Yeah.
prison.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I said heights. Switch me and put me in jail. This is why the American
I'm
prison
sorry.
system fails.
I wanted
Someone
to
picks something and you
So-
put them in jail.
One of those awkward questions. How are you going to get up there, Dave? I mean, I can understand how you get down, but
Very,
just all-
very slowly.
um,
Just, yes.
all right.
12 hours to get up, and then
It's 12 hours up there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how long it took the last video I watched of someone doing that, and I think someone that was very, very fit and able, it took them a couple of hours to get up.
those videos are how I know I couldn't do it. Watching those makes me.
Makes me think of that climb on the wall in GOT. There's just the ice wall. Yeah.
That thing's super
Ugh.
tall too, like 700.
Yeah,
feet or something.
700 feet. Yeah.
Uh.
I don't know what that is in meters.
Too
Divided
many.
by a little over 3.
Ooh. Yeah.
Right, we shall. I think we shall go. I'm
Okay.
gonna say thank you very much.
210 meters.
Thank you to Banda. Thank you to Maya. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you to Jenny. And thank you to Jim. Do you have anything to shield before we run away?
Oh, I do. I got Monsters in the Bible tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
That's that part 2. We did part 1 a couple weeks ago with Dragons and Genesis. Jason from Dragons and Genesis is super smart on this stuff, so he's got lots of cool stuff to tell us about Abrahamic mythology. That'll be awesome. And then, well, what do I have?
But what's happening Tuesday?
Tuesday?
Oh, on Tuesday, yeah, I'm going to be on The Perspective with Ethan from Your Friendly Neighborhood Atheist, taking calls, so that'll be fun. And then I believe,
What's the
are we
topic?
still on for Wednesday, Amanda?
What's the
Wednesday
topic on
being-
Tuesday?
What's that?
What's the topic on Tuesday?
It's just more supernatural claims. I'm still pushing hard for the aliens. I don't think we're going to get any more fun calls like that, though. I want people to call about aliens, but everyone wants to call about God. That's okay, though. I'll talk about that, too. So don't be discouraged that I won't talk to you about it. And then me and Amanda are sitting down with Erica from Gut Sick Gibbon Wednesday at, is it 7:30 or 7?
I don't fucking remember. It's sometime in the evening.
Sometime in the evening, yeah.
I think aliens are much more likely than God.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree
Because
with that.
just statistically, they're much more
what's that?
likely.
I think
Statistically, sure, but like
people are
the
more likely than God.
the claims and the sightings, I
Oh,
think
no,
are
no,
on
no.
par
no.
with.
Aliens visiting Earth. That's a different story.
Well, intelligent life in general is a different story. Aliens, I'd almost go as far as to say that
Statistically,
Practically,
it's virtually happened. But I think intelligent life as well, it's statistically happened.
statistically,
Whether
not
or
as
not it's
good
close
as-
enough that we will ever have any interaction with is what's to doubt there.
Define intelligent life.
No, not here.
Anything else?
That's good. I think that takes me out through next week. Hopefully, we'll be back on open mic night next Thursday, and I'll try to be there. But other than that, no, pass the ball, pass the talking stick.
It's the talking stick. Amanda.
So tomorrow I am co-hosting with Wes on Empathetic Atheist. On Sunday I have GE on 8 p.m. We're talking about stuff. We have a topic, I swear. And then Monday, Secular Sunday Service, Monday edition with Dark Matter, Chris Shelton, Hammett, and with the Friendly Atheists, and Actual Jake from Hannah and Jake.
That sounds awesome.
So that's it. Also at 8 on Monday.
Wow.
Wait, what was
Hey.
the other one? I want to find that person.
It's Actual Jake or Hemet Meta or Dark Matter?
No, you're doing
or-
something on Sunday?
Sunday I have GE on at my normal Living Critically time at 8.
No, I know who he is. You're going on somebody's channel. Who is it?
The empathetic atheist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
With Wes.
Yeah, Wes just threw the link down. I
He's in
think.
the channel.
Okay. Thank you, Wes. You're so much nicer than my co-host here.
Dave.
You know what? I'm a free agent at the minute. I haven't got anything lined up. I know I might just throw out there that the iNetwork is starting a new debate thing where they want me to potentially be somebody like a Susie Dent on Countdown, but with fallacies, if that makes sense to the UK viewers. So yeah, they'll just come to me and be like, "Hey, what do you think of that debate?" And I'll be like, "They use this fallacy." So that sounds quite interesting. Yeah, we just hit 400 sales of the book. That's still out. Fantastic Fallacies, where to find them. If you want a handbook on logical fallacies.
My copy.
Yeah, more guests will come soon. The podcast.
Excellent.
I obviously just had BrainBug. I just assume everyone just knew that we went live like 2 hours ago or something.
Yeah.
We're good. Jen?
Well, Friday nights I'm usually on movie night, of course, but it looks like movie night might be canceled again this week. Our host Jess is still ill, and
Sorry to hear that.
we don't know quite what we're going to do yet. Last week we substituted purple rhymes with orange. Did a show, and we just all loaded up his panel and talked dirty and stuff for a couple hours. Tomorrow I'll be on the Creepy Show.
We'd sit down with the debunkers.
I guess that's what it is. I've never been on it before, so this will be a new experience. Find out what the hell these guys do.
You've been on Equality with them before.
Yeah, but the Creepy Show is different, isn't it?
It is a different show.
Yeah, we'll find out. And then on Sunday morning I will be on Meet the Press. Never mind.
It's an American TV show, isn't it?
Yes.
The oldest TV show ever. I only know that was. I looked it up the other day.
I thought Doctor Who was the oldest TV show.
No, it's old. It's different with whether or not it's been continuously on and whether or not it's a drama and what it is. And basically, Meet the Press is the thing that has continuously been going forever.
Interesting.
Meet Press.
This fucking show? No, just kidding. Maybe a little.
Right. Maya.
I don't know. Apparently, I'm supposed to ask what David's doing Monday at 10 p.m.
He says nothing.
He says nothing.
Yes,
Right.
it's me. It was me. I wasn't sure because when you say Dave on the stream, it's
I
like
said
it's
David.
one of the three of us, but it was specifically me tagged in the comment. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Math Pig David
I
says,
replied.
"Go fuck yourself."
Rather. Right. On that note, we will. I will see you next Tuesday. So, good night. Bye.
Take care, everybody.